Hey guys, this is my Style Supply Flash Cleat review. Right now, they're 40 bucks on A&S gear on sale from $80, I think. So I didn't really see any reviews of them on YouTube, so I figured I'd make a review to help you guys out if you're looking to buy a pair. I'll just start off. They suck. I would not buy them. There's just no quality control at all, and they're just going to fall apart on you. If you want to support a paintball company and buy paintball cleats, right? Instead of doing that, I'd buy Nike or Under Armour cleats because right now they're sponsoring pro-level teams. Anyways, I'll get into why these cleats suck. The biggest, most important part about the cleat, I'd say, is comfort. And these aren't that comfortable. They kind of fit like a running shoe, not a cleat, so that's good for me because I have a wider foot. But I just find them just all around to be pretty mediocre at best. Like they feel like cheap Walmart shoes. Like nothing, like they aren't going to be as comfortable as Nike or Under Armour cleats. The second most important thing I'd say about cleat is how much traction you get, right? Like they're studs. How does that work on the turf or the grass or whatever you're using? Well, let me tell you about these ones. They're not going to work at all. Right here you can see that's the stud cleat they give you. This is the turf cleat they give you. And this right here used to be the other turf cleat, but it just sheared right off. I'll bring it up close for you guys. It's just a piece of metal, right? Well, it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a little gray piece of plastic. Unfortunately, these have no durability whatsoever. Use them for one practice. If you step on gravel, even if you just use them on turf, they're just going to shear off and bend. I do have one of these studs. I'll show you guys one second. This is what happens when it shears off. Okay? You're just left with this little piece of metal. Is what they're attached to, and I guess they're molded onto these. So that happens literally after one or two practices. I've used these cleats maybe 10 times, and I've gone through all the spare studs. And basically, I'm just running it like with the rubber. You see like these? How they're not? These studs. Like these obviously aren't going to just shear off. So I'm using it just as like a running shoe until I buy a better pair of cleats. So that's why I wouldn't buy these cleats, because they're just going to break and fall apart on you. The stitching on them and everything like that, like it's not terrible. It's kind of like frizz and lips and stuff, but who cares? I haven't used them that much. The Velcro is kind of cool, right? You can tie that down. So it's not like entirely bad ideas. I just feel like the most important parts, the comfort and the traction you get, are the worst parts about this cleat. So everything else is kind of useless. Another thing it comes with, which was pretty nice, was this bag. Right, it comes with a little bag with vents on the side, so if your cleats are all wet and muddy or something, you can throw them in here, and then you don't get everything else muddy. And then since they're vented, I used to just use like a plastic, like reusable grocery bag. The venting makes it so they don't like get moldy or anything. Because I once pulled my cleats out with like a plastic grocery bag, and they literally were moldy because I had left them in my gear bag for 2 weeks and they were wetting down. So that's a little newsflash. Make sure you don't have damp cleats or they're going to mold. So I'm going to kind of use this video to talk about another topic real quick. That's paintball cleats in general. I think they're just a bad idea. I've had HK cleats and I've had these cleats, and I'm not going to buy the Exo ones. I'm not going to try another paintball cleat. I'm not going to buy another paintball cleat. I just feel like the amount of time it takes to design these cleats and all the work put into it, Nike and Under Armour companies like that are way, way above it. Like that's what they do. They make cleats. This is just like a paintball company that's like, oh yeah, we'll make a cleat. So they're not going to be as good, like at all. And you don't need a paintball cleat to play paintball. It's not like we're doing something so crazy and different. We need like some crazy ankle support or super flexible in ankles or whatever. Like something that we need that's so important. It's not like you're getting bounces off your shoes because they're paintball ones. Honestly, just go to the store, try them out, figure out what works for you, but avoid paintball cleats. They suck. The HK ones, they just fall apart too. I do a review, but I threw them away. So can't do a review on those.